I'm living my dream right now.
Cool.
If you would ask me 20 years ago when I was getting out of the Army, 22 years ago now that I've been out here, when I was getting out of the Army, what I'd be doing in 22 years,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have said I'd be sitting here on a computer talking to you, brother.
Yeah.
So I'm out here living my dream, that's for sure.
Awesome.
And I have nothing, nothing but good fortune and grateful for all of the good fortune, and don't want to do anything to sound like, I just want to be worthy of all this good fortune. But if I could write my own script, I would say second you directing full time, maybe even direct a film to see what that's like working more with actors. But I really enjoy working on the action side of it. Like for me, the storytelling part, yeah, it's cool, but I'm not. It's not my thing. I like to paint the action picture. Like that's like being a second unit director, being an action director. For me, if I could do that full time, that'd be great. But this is what I'm doing is a blessing. I can't believe they pay us for what we do, and I'm blessed to be in this business.
Yeah.
Because I know what it's like to work for a living. Believe me. 5 years I was in the Army, and I know it was to come out here and just to jump right, get right into this. I was really, really fortunate.
Mm-hmm.
I came down here when I got out of the Army. All I had was $500 and had in a really good spin hook kick. I'll tell you, Undisputed 2 for me was a big turning point. It was like 2004, 2005.
Mm-hmm.
And it was after Walker, and I'd been, I did a movie that I thought was super cool called The Rundown. I didn't coordinate it, but I worked as a stuntman, and I worked really closely with the stunt coordinator on the choreography. His name was Andy Chang. We worked together quite a bit back in the day. He used to double Jackie Chan, and that was a movie I was really proud of. But there came a little lull where I was working on things that I wasn't really vibing.
Mm-hmm.
I got the call to go do Undisputed 2. It was with a guy that I worked with before named Isaac Florentine.
Mm-hmm.
And I was friends with Mike Jai White. And then when I got to meet Scott Adkins and I saw what he could do, that was just an amazing experience for me. And it gave me a lot of confidence in myself as a choreographer, because Isaac gave me a lot of freedom to do whatever I wanted to do. So I just took my two tools, Mike Jai White and Scott Adkins, who might be two of the best fight guys on the planet, and just paired them up. And the rest is on the DVD. You'll see it. And I got to tell you that for me, it's been one of that low budget movie, and I think it was the real budget was probably like $1 million, maybe less. And we shot it in 32 days or 33 days, 6-day work weeks in winter in Bulgaria, and we shot in a prison in winter, and we didn't really get any time off, but it was one of the best runs that I had to run and gun, because I didn't take anyone with me. I went by myself, and it was just me, Scott, Isaac, and Mike, and Ross, the DP, and we all just came up, and I think it kind of found all of us at a time in our lives when we were all hungry to prove ourselves, and there you go. I'm really proud of that movie, by the way.
Yeah, no, it
was great, but I think Undisputed 2 for me was that was my favorite one that I've done. All the low budget movies that I've done, and I've done a lot of them.
Yeah,
that was my favorite one, Undisputed 2. Here's the problem on the low budget films. That's what sells it, and you're using guys like Scott Adkins and Mike Jai White that you don't have to double, so you can put the camera where the camera needs to go. You're not hiding a double, and the agenda isn't. The agenda is the action. The action is the star of the movie.
Right.
Bam. That's it. Action's the star, and when you do that, you eliminate any room for failure. Now you bring an actor into that who did some Taibo, and and all of a sudden now you're having to hide a double, and you're not able to put the cameras where they go to really feature the action, and you're and that takes away from it, detracts from the action itself. So again, to do these low budget films, it requires a lot of skill, because you don't have time, and you have to rely on your tools. And you get on a movie like, I'll give you an example, like Wolverine. I think I was on that movie for like almost 6 months. Yeah, 6 months. And I was very proud of that movie as well, because I was a fight coordinator on that as well. I was very proud of that movie because, Scott Adkins was in that as well. I had a great team with me in Sam Hargrave and in Dan Stevens. But, no matter how hard you work, you're limited by the athleticism or the physicalities of your leads. Like you can double them, but then you're doubling them. You know what I mean? It's like with guys like Atkins and Tony Jaa and Donnie Yen and Mike Jai White or Gary Daniels, to name a few. It's easy to make them look good. They look good by themselves. You just have to put the camera in the sweet spot, and you know, that's it.